Welcome to the Mother-Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today. Hey mothers and daughters. Today I'm just taking a little bit of time to clean my car out, and I thought, okay, since I'm cleaning out my car, I might as well bring a great message. And I think my message today is just to kind of let you know, first, Happy New Year. And the next thing is to just talk about having a word for the year. I know for me, I have had a word for the year. I'm going to say maybe in the last 15 years, every year I have a word for the year. And I was in a meeting yesterday and they were asking, well, what's your word for this year? And so I said to them, I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and share because I normally don't share my word with people because I just kind of keep it to myself. But I said to myself, you know, my word for this year is going to be discernment. And all that means for me when it comes to talking about discernment is just making sure that I am in the right places that I'm supposed to be in and that I'm connecting with the people that I'm supposed to be connecting with. You know how sometimes like you get involved, like I told you, I'm cleaning out my car. You know how sometimes you get involved with the different opportunities or you're networking or you're building social relationships and things like that, and you kind of lose sight a little bit of who you're supposed to be connecting with. So then you end up just connecting with just everybody. And we already know that that particular system does not work. Travel flyers for international ladies of couples. And so we know that connecting with any and everybody literally does not work. And it doesn't work for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons that it doesn't work is because we all have so many different types of personalities. Some of our personalities work really, really well with certain people, whereas others, it doesn't work very well with them. Always keep a straw in the car because I have gone places to get a drink or something and they forget to give me a straw. They think they put it in the bag and maybe they didn't. So I've been keeping straws in my car so that when I do get things, then at least I'll have a straw to be able to keep it. Also, I was going to tell you while I'm cleaning my car out, in your car, always have a change of clothing. Because let's just say there's an accident, at least you'll have some fresh clothes. Or let's just say somebody calls and says, hey, you want to come and hang out? And you're like, well, I'm already over in this area. Then you can go and you can hang out with them. And then maybe you might want to get comfortable. And for example, you know, if we're going to have a girls' night or something like that, and I'm already close to you, if I bring some comfortable clothes, then maybe I bring like a muumuu or something like that. Y'all know what a muumuu is, right? And so then bringing a muumuu or something, I can get out of the clothes that I have. Like this, I just threw on just to come out and to clean the car out. But back to my word, discernment. So I've always been very, very intentional about how I show up, but then also how I represent myself, because I am literally the representative for everything that I do that pertains to me and my business and things like that. So having the word of discernment for me, I've been looking for this. You know, this came off of my knob right here for the car where you control the temperature that's in the back of the car. I've been looking for that. So discernment for me is also knowing who I'm supposed to be connecting with and who I'm supposed to be sharing energy with, if that makes sense. And not just where I'm supposed to be networking, but literally where I'm supposed to be networking. So if I'm wanting to build something, let's just say social relationships. If I'm wanting to build social relationships with women on the west side of Houston, then why am I hanging out on the southwest side? Most people network, do social events, and connect with the folks that are already in their community instead of having to leave and go somewhere else to connect with people. So that was my, or I should say that is my reasoning for making sure that I'm in the right places. But when it comes to making sure that I'm connecting with the right people, I'm real easy to work with because I'm only interested in people with a positive mental attitude, PMA, a positive mental attitude. I don't do the woe is me friends. I don't do the Debbie Downer friends. And I don't do the low energy and low effort friends. That was one of my words that I picked up on maybe back in maybe September, October, something like that. I was describing a particular person to my son, and he was saying, well, what was it that turned you off? And I said, that person was just too low effort for me. And I kind of have hung on to that word. But this year, I just want to make sure that I'm using the very best discernment within me, to make sure that I am connecting in all the right ways that I should be connecting in. But then also making sure that if I'm going to have people in my circle, which I'm going to be referring them to other people, that once I refer them, I don't have to worry about them anymore. I can send Sally to you, and I know Sally cool, so you're not gonna come back to me and say, girl, Sally cuss like a sailor, and Sally don't have no couth about her, and Sally this and Sally that. No, I know I'm not gonna hear that. So I want to be around people that I'm confident enough to pass them on to help someone else, or someone else to help them, without me having to get the report later. Because even you tell people, whatever happens, happens. I'm referring you somebody good, and if something happens and there's a glitch in the system, just know that doesn't have anything to do with me. You guys can connect or disconnect. It doesn't matter. So that's all I'm saying is, and I'm just wondering, mothers and daughters, what are your words for this year? What is your word? I mean, I've had so many awesome words. I remember one year my word was onward and upward. I would tell you in 2025, I had several words. I had, I'm not dragging, I'm not pulling, I'm not convincing, I'm not coercing anybody to get to know me or to do anything with me or for me. You either do it for me or you don't, and I'm good either way. So that was my mentality for 2025. And 2026 again is going to be discernment, and really, 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 no matter what, tapping into that Holy Spirit that's in me that tells me when to move and when not to move, when to make a decision and when to change course, when to pivot and when to stay with what I'm doing. So I'm just telling you, every year there's something, and I usually don't get the message on what it's going to be, or I should say the download. I usually don't get the message until toward the end of the year, because I look at the year in review and get a message from there of what I want to do. I hope you got a chance to look at the year in review, so that you can kind of see what me and Cindy Lee, the bucket list queen, was talking about, just as far as like how 2025 impacted us in so many positive ways. We really kept it positive, and we didn't harp on the negative, which is kind of like my thing of what I like to do. But this year we're going to be talking about so many different things, personal and professional. On the personal end, it's going to be everything to help you elevate. That's just me. It's what I do. That's how I roll. On the professional level, we'll be talking about everything that can help you to get to whatever your next level is, to elevate whatever you're trying to do. And that means in every area of your professional life. It doesn't really matter. But we'll be talking about how to create a fantastic SWOT analysis. We'll be talking about, of course, contracts. We'll be talking about events that maybe I've been involved in for this year, and you'll get to see the video and the posting and all of that from there. I'll be interviewing some really amazing ladies. Right now I have about 15 ladies that are interested in getting an interview from me, and they're excited about being able to tell you about their company. I'm discovering so many great networking groups, and I'll be taking video from there. Of course, we still have the chamber, Cypher Chamber, that does the ribbon cuttings. Of course, if you're not local and you're looking at this on a global scale, I am only throwing these things out to tell you to get involved in your community. It's not about the names of places that I'm saying I'm going to. Literally, my message is, just like I'm involved in my community, I'm encouraging you to get involved in your community. So anything that I'm talking about, you can take it and make it relate to you. Let me tell y'all something. These leather seats is not being kind to these little pants I got on. Don't y'all be laughing at me doing this little grandma scoot. So I'm going to get back over here in my seat. And so I got that area over there cleaned off. I don't know, I like to ride around in my car. And I'm gonna tell you something funny too. Before I take my car to go get it detailed, I always clean my car out. And I think it's one of them things, like, you don't want them to know what your car really looks like before you send it to them. So it's like, okay, I was thinking about having the gentleman come over this Saturday and clean both of the cars. And then I was like, girl, you can't hand it over to it. He's coming to the house, but still. I was like, girl, you can't hand it over to him looking a hot mess like this. But yeah, that's kind of, so that's all I wanted to do, is just talk to you about how we're going to bring in this new year together, and how we can make some great things happen with other great people. And I hate to say this, but I'm chewing gum. I hate to say this, but I'm going to definitely encourage you to step away from the negative people that are holding you back. I'm going to encourage you to do that simply because you're going to start to see how you can elevate without the negativity. That's why I said, remember, positive mental attitude. If you hadn't read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, go read it now. I just actually sent it out to a group of ladies and said, hey, this would be a great way to kick off your new year, because the next book I'll be sending them in the next 60 days will be The Magic of Believing. We will be kicking off our book club for this year. We're collaborating with International Ladies of Purpose, which is a travel group for ladies 50 and above, or 50 and better, as I like to say. And so just building these global relationships for me right now is very important. I hope that this message has helped you, and start thinking about what your word is for this year. You still have time. It's January. It's early. So now my seat is clean over there. The floor is clean. Now the front is a hot mess, but I'm getting ready to get up there now. So bye.
Let's talk about it. I gotta admit, proud of who you become, and everything that you've done. Mother and daughter are always greater when they're together. Everything's better. Mother and daughter, oh, they're the greatest duo. Mother and daughter, oh, they're the greatest duo.
I don't get on TikTok like that.
It's not on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. That's on IG.
Anything you see on IG is on TikTok.